heard some screaming, and just it looked serious because people were just, running back and forth.
Tragedy struck the community of Schoharie on Saturday at a very well-known intersection located in front of the Apple Barrel store and cafe.
Approximately 1:55 p.m. this afternoon, Schoharie County 911 received 911 calls of an accident at the intersection of routes 30 and 30A in the town of Schoharie.
Neighbors living close by say they heard a loud bang and came outside to see people running from the cafe to help. They say first responders arrived shortly after and immediately went to work.
They used I think it's called Jaws of Life, to get into the car.
People at the Apple Barrel say the incident involved a large limo van and a local wedding party. They say several pedestrians were also hit trying to enter the store while their family members were already inside.
This is a two-vehicle, fatalities as a result of this crash. The investigation is very preliminary. It's in its infancy stages. We have several units here investigating.
Neighbors saying they are still in a state of shock. They say the amount of first responders necessary was overwhelming.
I saw one individual being taken into an ambulance, but they had trouble getting other people out.
Police are not able to confirm any other details at this time. Some eyewitnesses at the accident say the limo went through the intersection, hitting another car and pedestrians before going into the gully.
Not until the collision reconstruction has completed. We're going to be here for several more hours in routes 30 and 38 at this intersection. We anticipate being closed down for several more hours.
I didn't know what was happening. We thought a tree was falling down or there was a tornado or something. I tried to get out of the car as fast as I could, and as I did, someone said, "There's a body laying right next to your car."
Linda Riley was parking outside of the Apple Barrel in Schoharie when she suddenly found herself near the horrific accident that claimed the life of 20 victims on Saturday.
I did not even want to come back to get my car, but I had to.
24 hours later, this community is grieving. Those that were here both in the parking lot or inside the restaurant say they're still trying to make sense of this tragedy.
My wife and I could have been out there any time. You know, it's only moments and seconds. When you go one way or the other, anything can happen, and we were about to take my daughter to the pumpkin patch, so I just thought about that.
William Preble and his wife Adrienne were eating at the time the accident happened. They say from the inside you had no sense of what had happened in the parking lot.
My first thought was to go and pray. So I actually got up from the table.
We knew something was serious when somebody outside said, does anyone here know how to do CPR?
They say staff sprung into action quickly as first responders arrived to the scene. Those here say both should be praised for how this was handled.
I think what I was most impressed by was the fact that how the owners of the restaurant and the staff just really held it all together.
In just a matter of minutes, Barbara Douglas tragically lost 7 family members on Saturday night outside of the Apple Barrel in Schoharie.
You can't wrap your head around it. You just can't.
18 of the 20 dead were in the limo. Family says they were headed to celebrate when this happened.
Sammy's birthday. There was no wedding involved. They just assumed limo with that many people.
Douglas lost 4 nieces and 3 of their husbands, Amy, Allison, Abigail, and Mary, all sisters.
Amy's the youngest, then there's Allison, she's the one that's not married, and then Mary.
Abigail was a teacher in Amsterdam, Mary an engineer. Married were Amy and Axel Steenberg, Mary and Rob Dyson. They left behind a 2.5-year-old boy, and Abigail and Adam Jackson left behind 2 girls just over the ages of 1 and 4. Rich Steenberg, Axel's brother, also killed in the limo. The 2 brothers worked together at Global Foundries.
My brother and sister-in-law had 5 children in 6 years.
Aaron and Shane McGowan, also in the limo. State police have not identified any of the victims. As family continues to come forward, more details will follow about this tragedy.
The National Transportation Safety Board is calling it the deadliest transportation accident in the country in 9 years.
20 fatalities is just horrific. I've been on the board for 12 years, and this is one of the biggest loss of lives that we've seen in a long, long time.
State police say a 2001 Ford Excursion limousine was traveling southwest on State Route 30 when it failed to stop at the intersection with State Route 30A. The SUV limo hit an unoccupied car before hitting and killing 2 pedestrians standing nearby.
I didn't know what was happening. We thought a tree was falling down or there was a tornado or something. I tried to get out of the car as fast as I could, and as I did, someone said, "There's a body laying right next to your car."
Police say all 18 people in the limo died, including the driver.
Thank you.
Police answered few questions about the investigation Sunday.
Was the limousine over capacity, or do you know, or was it fit for the number of people that were actually in it?
I can't discuss that at
Do we have a sense of what killed them? Was it blunt force trauma?
I'm not going to get into that.
Police also didn't say if speed was a factor, if the driver had been drinking, or if the car's brakes were working properly. NTSB says it expects to remain on the scene in Schoharie for about 5 days.
At this point in time, we look at everything. We look at the vehicle factors. We look at the roadway. We look at survival factors. We look at the condition of the drivers, the licensing of the drivers. We look at the operator itself, the company. We look at everything.
State police are also offering assistance to help those still trying to grasp what happened.
The state police have set up a dedicated phone line to assist the family members of the victims in the crash. We encourage them to call 1-877-672-4911 and speak with a member of the state police.